Hello, and welcome to another 60-second Gamer podcast. I am Simon Pryor. Joining me to play the game this week, whilst also reading an exercise book, are Mr. Ant Tremaine.
Good evening.
And Mr. Rich Hatton.
I like her machine.
That's all you're going to get out of him for the rest of the podcast. So today we are playing Super Mario Kart on the SNES.
I think it's a fat woman rowing.
Do you want to put the book down?
Yeah, I'll put it away. From a distance, it looks like a chicken.
And yeah, we're talking about Super Mario Kart for the SNES, the prototype and best sort of kart racing game that sort of began the genre.
Can I be controversial and say I actually prefer Mario Kart 64 to...
You can be.
Yes.
Yeah, but without this, you wouldn't have Mario Kart 64.
No, this is
It's
true.
got to start somewhere.
This is true.
I think Nintendo have done well to actually only release one Mario Kart game per console.
Yes.
Because all they've done, I mean, what they've done here, they've done Super Mario Kart for this. They didn't do one on the NES, surprisingly enough. But this is the first one. They did this one, and they did Mario Kart 64 on the N64.
Which was sheer genius.
Double Dash on the GameCube.
Didn't like it.
Mario Kart Wii for the Wii.
Hate
I
it.
like that one.
Hate it.
Don't forget the one for the DS, which I got really addicted to.
They've got the Super Circuit. Is it on DS?
I don't know.
No, that's not DS. They've got Super Circuit, I think, for the Game Boy Advance.
Oh.
And they also have, I've forgotten its name,
It's
but
just Mario Kart DS.
Mario Kart DS for the DS. You can see a pattern with a naming
recurring
scheme there.
pattern, yeah.
Yes.
And basically, this one, it's got, I think, it's 3 sets of 4 tracks. To get started.
Yes,
Most of them, they're
mushroom.
so basic. So there's like Bowser Castle 1, 2, 3.
I don't think they'd have any other sort of fancy names other than just
Bowser
Mushroom
Castle,
Circuit
yeah.
1,
Mushroom Circuit 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Mario Circuit 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and so
There's
on.
only 2 classes of kart in this one as well.
Yeah, 50 and 100cc. It's all
Good
very colourful. You can't bounce over it. It's not
Trying to
going to
go
work.
over the curbs.
Yeah, that
no
doesn't
good.
work. We've got I've got my checklist here for podcasts. There is no story.
No.
It's just a racing game. Yeah, you turn it on and you race. That's pretty much
Plain
it.
and simple. Straight to
And
the
gameplay is pretty good for the SNES.
Yeah, what I found is the power-ups don't
point. Do a
always...
lot.
Well, they do.
No.
They do. They're what they're supposed to.
I think they.
They don't immediately. If you press the button, it sometimes doesn't register
Yeah.
straight off, which is
No.
a bit off-putting.
But I mean, they have sort of like refined the formula in later games.
Yes.
So it's just like the blue shell wasn't introduced until like Mario Kart 64, that sort of thing. Modes of play we have here. We have single player race mode where you race against the computer.
Which is grossly unfair. It's
Yeah,
horrible.
usually. And one thing that always irritated me on these games was that every time you started a race, it was always the same finishing order.
Yeah.
So like wherever you finished, everyone else would finish in the same order that they always finished. So that was that was always an issue. So like in this case, we've got Koopa Trooper, Bowser, Donkey Kong Jr. And so on. And in the next race after that, they would also finish in exactly the same order. You could finish first, and it'd be Koopa Trooper, Bowser, Donkey Kong Jr. and so on in that order. Multiplayer modes also come into it. We've got 2 multiplayer modes.
When you say multiplayer, there's just
Well, 2.
person.
Bearing in mind this is pre-internet,
Ah.
pre-mass market internet anyway.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm gonna
be
But yeah, you've got 2-player mode, or you could actually get the super multi-tap. But I don't think it works on more than like 3 games, as most multi-taps don't. So waste of money there. But yeah, the multiplayer is 2-player mode. You can either race against the computer, similar to single player. You can race against each other on the same courses, which is exactly the same, but without the computer players. And there's also battle mode, which you'll see in the review, where Rich and Ant chased after each other, trying to pop each other's
horribly.
balloons.
Yeah, I was no good at it. I sought my vengeance in a race, and triumphed
Times.
twice.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
I'm really not very good at.
kart games.
I can play kart games, I'm just no good at the battle.
The battle section,
Yeah.
which was refined again on later versions of the game, but we'll review them at a later date. Console exclusives and downloadable content. Well, this is
What you get in the box is what you get.
yeah, you get
For the rest of
There
your
is
life.
nothing else extra thrown in.
no, and obviously no downloadable content because obviously there's no downloads at the time, and there's also the fact that Mario is a Nintendo exclusive anyway, so that in itself is the nature of the exclusivity.
Oh, sorry.
Oh!
I was tickled on the arm by a rather large yellow ball.
Yeah.
Forgot it was there.
So yeah, modes of play, that's pretty much it. Racing, you've got 8 racers to choose from, including Donkey Kong Jr., who no one had ever heard of until this game. And he actually later became Donkey Kong, because he's supposed to be the son or the nephew of the original Donkey Kong from the arcade, which they didn't specify when they made Donkey Kong Country, because that's just Donkey Kong. And apparently Cranky Kong in that one is Cranky Kong is an old Kong. He's the original arcade Donkey Kong.
Oh right. Okay.
But yeah, that's a different game altogether. Review coming soon. As kart racers go, this is basically the template for all subsequent kart racing games.
Yes.
Recently, we've got Sega All Stars Karting, which
I didn't like the demo
Rubbish.
of that.
Utter rubbish.
and obviously you've got pretenders to the throne like Crash Team Racing, Street Racer.
Crash Team Racing was alright.
Yeah, Crash Team Racing. I'm saying pretenders to the throne because
Oh.
they're based on this template.
Yeah.
But Crash Team Racing was one of the few that sort of worked, but you didn't really. The subsequent sequels to that didn't have any sense of speed,
No.
which I wasn't so keen
Did
on.
they
Crash
do any
Team Racing
sequels
was
to Crash Team Racing? I
yeah,
saw that
Crash
again.
Nitro Kart,
Oh,
Tag
dear.
Team Racing, which was obviously a rip-off of
Crash.
Double Dash.
Oh dear.
So yeah, and obviously Sonic has got in on the act as well because he's got nothing better to do these days.
Apart from
his,
appearing in Mario games
and his
at the various Olympic.
Yeah, he takes parts in the Olympics.
and his new 2D game, which will be
Interesting.
very good.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh look who's winning! It's Koopa Trooper.
Oh, it's not me. I'm seventh.
It's
Oh,
not
missed.
me.
It's not me.
And
Nothing to do with
obviously, graphics-wise as well, I mean, it's 16-bit, so you're not going to get anything massively impressive.
But for I suppose in its heyday, this was jaw-droppingly.
Yeah,
awesome.
I had hours of fun playing this.
I mean, for a start, it's sort of you got the faux 3D perspective, haven't you?
Yeah, the draw distance isn't too bad, all things considered.
No.
It's still quite blocky, but at the same time, I don't think it doesn't feel as though it's aged as much as say the PlayStation games.
No.
But
Which
that's
has-
I
that's
think
the,
it's probably because the gameplay is still relatively strong.
yeah,
Oh, cock.
which helps.
I think so.
And obviously, as you're going around the race, there are various pickups which give you weapons such as the pointless feather.
Yeah.
They just helped me then, ironically enough, whilst we were dissing
Yeah.
it.
You've got the banana skin, the green shell, the red shell, the star,
You've got the hand.
the invincibility star,
And the
and
lightning.
and there's lightning as well. I
Yes.
think that's about it.
Oh, I might not rank out. I
So
might get
it's
away with it.
not the most advanced game, I have to say, but
It's fun.
it passes the
It's
hours.
easy. It's one of those that's easy to pick up and play, but impossible to master.
And that sort of killed the conversation, didn't
Yeah.
it?
Have that as
Then
I-
have that one. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
I think that just about covers everything.
Yeah, I think so.
Like I said, Mario's great fun. Personally, when I played it, I always avoided Bowser and Donkey Kong Jr. because whilst they had a good top speed, I couldn't control them. So they were too heavy for my
I'm
liking. So
growing quite attached to Yoshi.
I was always a Toad or a Koopa Trooper fan because they were quite low to the ground, quite
What's that?
an easy to control cart, and they had an average top speed, but it did the trick.
But you don't know about these things until you actually play it because
Yeah.
there are no stats
No stats at all. But I mean, like I say, you've got 8 characters to choose from. You've got Mario and Luigi. Basically, it's four different types of car that you can sort of use, really. Mario and Luigi are pretty much the same. They're like the all-rounders.
Oh.
And they've always traditionally been like an all-rounder type character to play. You've got Yoshi and Princess Toadstool, or whatever her name is, Princess Peach, as she became. They're the fast ones, but don't really have any control, as Ant is proving with Yoshi.
No, that was because I had a mushroom.
No, you've got no control anyway. Let's face
Well,
it.
no, he is a bit.
You're all over the place.
That's just me in general. That's not just control. It's generally all over the shop.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Nicely done, Toad. That's a good job. Shame we didn't capture that, really.
Yeah, that was some cunning game.
That was very good.
Oh, hello, Tony.
Oh, you've tried to lap me.
Yep.
You can sod right off.
And
oh.
he snatched second. Yeah.
By who?
By Koopa
Koopa
Trooper.
Trooper. Followed by me.
you got-
Followed by.
Donkey Kong
I've
and
only just
Princess
got on
Peach.
my last lap. Has everyone else finished?
Yeah, pretty much.
Left you.
You keep bashing into the walls. But yeah, you got Koopa Trooper and Koopa Trooper and Toad, who are quite low to the ground. They don't have quite a high top speed, but they're you might finish eventually.
At some point, I'm nearly there.
There's the finish
I
line.
just
Yeah.
keep, like,
Hey,
dropping
there we
off.
go.
31 seconds later.
Yeah, and you got
Almost.
finally you've got Bowser and Donkey Kong Jr., who have high top speed, but they're slow to accelerate and they are quite bulky. And that's pretty much it, really. You score points on the laps. You don't really get any prize for coming first.
No.
You have to unlock the Star Cup, the last one, and that gives you Rainbow Road and so on. I'm not sure actually if on this game if there is a reverse mode, like a mirror mode, which you get on. I know you get it on the GameCube version. I think you might get it on the N64 as well. Where once you've unlocked gold on every course, you unlock mirror mode and you get to do it all again in reverse.
Yeah, I've played
you
mirror
flip.
mode. It's a cheap gameplay mechanic. I
Yeah.
hate, especially racing games. My pet hate reverse tracks.
Let's just throw a reverse track in because we haven't got any more space on the cart for it. Even though they probably do. And,
I've very nearly got raped by a hamster then.
yeah,
Yes.
they stick on your face and they
Face
don't let go.
No.
You have to jump, don't you?
Ah.
Koopa Trooper. It's a bit like, you can turn that into an ABBA song. Koopa Trooper, never gonna beat him.
You on lap 3 already? Oh,
I told you.
Papa,
oh,
papa.
no, so am I. Ah. Get here. Oh! I nearly had a hamster on my face.
So now I think finally that covers everything.
Yes.
After
I
much
believe
toing and froing.
Yes.
And so we'll wrap that up. Mario Kart, yes.
Indeed.
And we'll see you next time for another podcast.
so. Auf
Lovely.
Wiedersehen.
Toodaloo.
Lovely.